Warning! Everything's screwed up now. It's all screwed up.
What did you do?
No! The timeline! I blame Lara.
Damn time traveler.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for Sleepy Hollow Season 4, Episode 12, Tomorrow. I'm your host, Dom. With me, we have Kim.
Hi.
How's it going? Yeah, it's going.
Yeah. It's going.
It's going. Okay, good. We get a little glimpse into the future that never will be. The future that was and will never and will never be.
Well, no, because Laura fucked up the timeline.
Right. Exactly. Which we get to see Jenny teaching about the coming of the Dreyfus. And
Sounds like a disease.
it does, like a plague. It's definitely, that's what it is. It's a plague that's coming and infecting the world. And yeah, it was really cool to see. It was like this whole like secret, like a secret club, and it's like, oh, your parents, brought you here and disperse, and, I don't know. It was really cool the way that all went down. Really like that. And then you have like Lara finding out, the truth of what's going on when she confronts Jenny, and the horsemen come and the battle in the streets, and she's trying to tell her, whatever, and then Jenny dies, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on right now? And she gets run down with the sword by the flaming sword. Which horseman was that? I don't even know.
That was War.
That was War?
Because remember she turns around and she like takes a little dagger and flips off like part of it off the mask, like the armor, and it's her mom.
Yeah, okay. For some reason, I thought the Horseman of War had a different sword. So I was confused. I thought a different horseman ran her down, but then the Horseman of War was like there to finish her off or something. Yeah, and that's when Lara, aka Molly, gets the first glimpse that everything Dreyfus has been telling her is a lie. And we later find out as the episode progresses that she's held some resentment, for her mother all this time. That for leaving her, for abandoning her, and that wasn't her choice. She didn't, chose to do that. That was all Dreyfus. So, she goes to see Ichabod, and Ichabod starts telling her about her role as a witness, and she's like, that's a fairy tale. That's not real. I was like, really? And I mean, I guess you could kind of see how that gets, you were told that as a little kid, and by your mother and Crane, who you never saw again, after that point.
Well, no, she said that what happened, it started out like, she lost her mom when she was a kid, but it sounded like what happened was she went to the system and everything, so he kind of like waited for her to be...
He as in Dreyfus, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, as Dreyfus waited for her to be like lost, kind of like mentally.
Yeah, exactly. And then she's like, oh no, the whole witness thing's like a fairy tale. So like she's thinking this whole time that her mother abandoned her, and the witness thing was a lie and all that. And then she sees Crane now in her present, and Crane's still going on about the witnesses and what her role is in all this, and she's like, that's just a fairy tale. And he's like, no, it's real, and the only way you can stop all this from happening is to save your mother. And then he goes back and starts talking about, his wife and the spell books and stuff like that, how she can time travel. And it shows us how Lara got here. I'm really glad we got to see that, because I didn't think we were actually going to.
It kind of cleared up, a weird plot hole.
Yeah, exactly. It was really, really cool to see that. And then we had a lot of like tying back to previous episodes, like the People versus Ichabod Crane episode, where we had the despair creature, and the demon, whatever, and then the black goo and all that, and here it is tying back. Like, didn't reference it at all again. Like, we had it in that episode, which was about 7 or 8 episodes ago. And it seems like it wasn't that many ago, but it was about that far, and here we are now, and it's just like, by the way, if you don't remember this, too bad, it's just here. You know, they kind of explained it a little bit after that he was the manifestation of the child that Ichabod chose to remember, you know, as Henry kept putting it. And trying to be like, no, I'm a good guy now. And he had everybody pretty fooled. Like, even Jenny, who was being cautious about it, still was fooled by it. You know what I mean?
I was kind of like convinced myself. I was like, oh, this is going to be cool. Maybe he's going to save the day or something. Is when I started doing my thought process. I didn't like think of it obviously until there at the end, which I'm glad it went that way because I was extremely worried. I went, wow, Ichabod was the war for about 2 seconds, and I was like,
yeah, yeah. And I mean, like, I think bringing Henry back to take the literal reins of the Horsemen of War again, is going to be great. Because he goes, oh, you know, like father like son, or is it the other way around? You know, I love when he found out that Ichabod was the Horseman, and then he seemed like he's trying to help them, and he was
Yeah.
he was trying to help them free Ichabod so he could become the Horseman of War. That was his plan the whole time.
Yeah, he had his own.
It was very selfish, you know, kind of plans to like bring himself back and align himself where he wanted to be, as opposed to how he really felt about Ichabod. And I love that. Absolutely love that, because it gets everybody what they want. You know, like it frees Ichabod, which is, you know, what Alex and Jake and Jenny, you know, and Diana and Lara even are trying to do this whole episode. And so he's totally aligned with them, except he's also aligned with himself, because he just wants to become war again and wreak havoc. And it's so good. So good, and getting actor John Noble back a second time this season for a much bigger role this time. It just feels so right.
Being physical and not just a mental apparition. And I love how they kept calling him a jar of goo.
Yeah. Yeah. The jar of goo is great. I mean, but Jenny even like locks him up, you know, in the place where they kept the Headless Horseman for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
Only to find out that, you know, Job went and freed him.
Freaking
Job. And I loved when Job introduced Henry to Dreyfus. He's like, so you're just gonna tell me that I'm gonna make this random guy that I met in the woods, you know, the Horseman, and then you see Henry like pleading the whole, oh, you know, I'm the child Ichabod chose to remember, and he's basically goes, what a crock of shit, you know, right after that to show how great, you know, his not the actor is at acting, but how the character Henry is at acting, and how much of an asset he could be to Malcolm. And Malcolm's just like, yeah, how about a drink? How about some tea? Yeah, I think we could arrange that, you know. Just absolutely love it.
I think that's that epitome of like actual. I mean, you're talking about someone being evil, but to be able to sit there and basically backstab people without them realizing you're backstabbing them, a second go around, because that's what he did the whole beginning. Like the first time we see him back in season
two, I think it was 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That he's, I mean, he literally is backstabbing you the whole time, and you've no idea whatsoever, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, hey, guess what? And you're like, ooh.
Yeah. And like all the throwbacks, like we had, you know, mention of Katrina and, you know, all this stuff, and it was just tied together so brilliantly, and bringing him back, like, this feels like such a nostalgic season to me, which is funny because it's only 4 years. You know, you don't consider nostalgia, you know, something that happened 3 years ago, technically, you know?
Yeah.
You look at nostalgia as something that was like 15 or more years ago, like, you know, maybe watching a movie with Sinbad who played a genie or something like that, you know? That's nostalgia.
Of course you throw that in there.
Well, only to find out, you know, years upon years later that movie never existed, and people are just going crazy over it. It just goes to show you that Lara, right here, changed way more, the timeline, because it bled over to us who weren't even watching the show. So it's absolutely insane.
Damn time travel.
Yeah.
Fucking shit up.
Screwing everything up.
Jeez.
Yeah, but I agree. I think bringing Ichabod back to normal this episode felt really good. And then the whole way they did it with tying it to the Hessians who were the followers of the Headless Horseman, and they died with Washington in the river and drowned and all that, and they were using it to power up the axe. Like, absolutely love that whole story. And I loved Alex and Jake, and Jenny, like fighting him off. Like that scene was great to me. Shooting him, and then Jake's like, bragging, and then Alex is like, really? Did you have to go and do that? And
you had to say something.
And Jenny's like, there's always a second battle, or whatever. And
it's what is it? The round, not round two, but wave two, I think is what you said.
Yeah, something like that.
Like a game reference.
Something like that. And then I loved how badass Alex is, because when they go and duck behind the log, and that sword or axe, I don't remember what it was, the weapon's coming down and it's about to crash, she just takes her gun and goes bloop, and just blocks it, like right over the top of her head, and Jenny, finishes them off. And that was, Alex is such a badass. I absolutely love her. I'm hoping we get some closure to Alex and Jake next episode, but it seems like there's a lot going on. I don't know if we're going to.
I mean, I think it's going to be one of those things that's going to run on, hopefully, if we get another season. Obviously, we don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't. I'm going to double check right now, but I haven't heard anything. And Sleepy Hollow is one of those shows you usually don't find out for a while. Whether or not it gets renewed, I don't know.
It's hanging on a thread.
Yeah, no, there's still no knowledge of a 5th season at the moment. So don't be worried. I mean, you should be worried, but because it doesn't mean anything. The season 4 didn't get renewed until months after the finale ended last time. So
last minute, we all know season 3 was one we want to forget.
Yeah.
So hey, I think if we can make it through season 3 and still get another season.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. Even if it's a 6-episode kind of wrap-up deal, I'll totally be fine with that. Brian in chat says he's been calling her Lara Croft. That's exactly what I was thinking when they first said her name as well. So, but yeah, and I loved this episode. I loved all the interactions between Diana and Future Molly. I thought they were fantastic. Make sure you give Molly the hoop earrings that she wants and that new cell phone. And
that was so funny. I was like, well, that's the same interaction. And now it was like that moment of like, oh, she really made herself. That was one of the big reasons, like, moment that I said, oh, that's definitely Molly.
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh, here I am eating pizza and watching and doing stuff that I'm not supposed to do, right? When you tell me to do. I mean, that was that moment.
Yep, that's exactly what that was. It just felt so good, in that scene and everything. And I am really loving the dynamic between Future Molly and Diana, and I'm hoping, I don't know how this is gonna play out, but I'm hoping that we get to keep both of them. Like, there was worry that Lara was gonna die this episode when she was inside the Crane's trying to help with during the Hessian battle and all that, and trying to break Crane free from the Horseman and that weird color crystal thing inside.
I thought it was gonna be one of those things where I die now, but don't worry about past Molly now, because everything's gonna change.
Well, she said that. She said whatever future I had, whatever happens to me doesn't matter because we've changed Molly's future. It was like she's going to be fine now because she has you. So, but yeah, and that whole thing with the crystal and that and Annette says in chat, I love the scene with Crane and Molly, and that was fantastic, as well. from the beginning, and then kind of the bookend a little bit at the end with her saving him from in the crystal and freeing him from the horseman. It was great, and I'm really hoping now that we get to keep both Molly, young Molly, and future Molly. And I don't know how well that's going to work, but I don't want Lara to die in the finale. I want to keep her. I don't want her to die. I don't want to go back to her timeline. I want to keep her here and have Lara and Diana and Molly like part of a family. I think that would be really, really cool, because technically Lara, even though she's Molly, she's not Molly. You know what I mean? She grew up very differently.
Yeah.
You know, I think they could do it and make it work. She's a phenomenal actress, I think, and her dynamic with characters such as Crane and Diana are just so good. I don't want to lose her. I don't.
It'd definitely be interesting. I just thought about, we were talking about all these little like tiny moments that are cool. I thought it was pretty funny when Alex and Jake tried to they weren't matching up. They're like, blue, blue.
Yeah.
You guys are bad.
Yep. And then I don't know. Did you see the preview for next week?
I didn't. I haven't watched it.
Next week for the finale, which, for the record, by anybody watching live, normally our time slot here has been the 11 o'clock time slot on Mondays, and for the finale next week, we're gonna have to change it to Thursday.
The week after
the 11, yeah, not this coming Thursday, because I don't think it would have aired yet. It airs Fridays, Thursdays it airs. So not the day it airs, but the following week. So we're moving it 3 days over from its actual time slot from when we do the podcast. For those of you watching on YouTube, it doesn't matter.
The 6th.
It'll still be here. Yeah. Thursday the 6th. But next episode is called Freedom. And Dreyfus finally garners enough power to infiltrate the White House, and his group of minions grow strong enough to take action. Can Team Witness stop Dreyfus in time? The preview for next episode shows Satan.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Go look it up real quick.
Oh, God.
It's called Freedom. And I believe the actor who plays him is also going to be in another show we covered, Time After Time, this season as well. And he's got like some really cool, like cracked red skin, and stuff like that. And they're referring to him just as the devil, I think. So I don't know if they're going to call him Lucifer, if they're going to call him Satan, who is supposed to be different from Moloch. Not that kind of devil, but let's see if I can get a picture to throw up on the podcast.
Hoo-hoo.
Hoo-hoo.
That's a really crazy ending. He looks freaky. Freaky.
Yeah. Let's see, I'm gonna grab a still real quick. But looks like we're gonna have a battle with the Horsemen, and all kinds of interesting stuff. So let's see. Thank you to the YouTube channel TV promos. A nice still right here I could look at for Lucifer.
He says, we didn't specifically, like, did you check something else? It says that he's assuming that he's Satan.
Yeah. Well, I think, didn't they say something about the devil in the I can't listen to it right now, but didn't they say something about the devil in the clip?
Well, no, it just says, when hell of a season finale, take him down, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and it says it also shows Crane making a deal with him. So
yeah.
I'm hoping it's, I don't know, it seems like it's going to be the devil, whether it's just going to be called the devil, whether it's going to be Lucifer, whether it's going to be Satan, whether or not it may be a form of Moloch, who knows, but, I'm hoping it's very different than Moloch, because they should have just gotten the actor who portrayed Moloch if they were going to do that. But
He just says, well, why would I help you? And then he goes, well, let's make a deal. That's like, oh, God.
yeah.
You're going to strike a deal with the devil.
Deal with the devil. I hope. Now the question that I have is, Sleepy Hollow has always used what's that song? I can't think of the name of the song now. It's on the tip of my tongue. They used it in the first episode. Sympathy for the Devil. Right? They originally used that. It's been a reoccurring song that's shown up again. We've seen it in the time travel episode. They did like an old western kind of version of it. I think that was season 2, the finale for season 2. Or something like that. I don't know. I forget when the time travel was, 2 or 3. When Crane and Abby went back in time. They used it there. We've seen it a few times now. And I don't remember it in the first episode. We didn't have it there. But this would be the perfect episode to bring that song back.
Yeah.
Especially if we're dealing with the devil himself. So
I love the first comment on this YouTube. Deals with the devil never ends well. Unless you're Ghost Rider.
Well. Unless what?
Unless you're Ghost Rider.
Unless you're Ghost Rider. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, man.
Like, it just feels like this show came back and now it's ending. And I know it's because it's only a 13-episode series, but... it's so quick. It's so quick. I don't want it to end.
It's one where Colonel Sanders was the devil all along.
I just don't want it to end. Like, last season, I was like, just hurry up and end already. And this season, I'm like, don't end, don't do it.
Oh, no, shit. Because, I mean, this last season was just bad.
Season 3 was.
Season 3, like, literally, like, I cringed every time. I'm like, oh, I gotta watch the show for the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. So, now I just like, please don't end. Come back to us. But I think that's about it. You have anything else you would like to throw out there?
Nope.
Time
travel's bad.
Time travel is bad. So.
Messing up all the stuff.
Mm-hmm. So, Kim, where can the people find you?
Not time traveling.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't time travel.
Not messing up the timeline. At Twitter at HUFFITYPUFFIT.
Awesome. You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM. And you can find us all and more on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, MySpace, and right here on YouTube. Make sure to join next week for the finale. See you guys then.
Bye.
Brian and Annette, thank you guys once again for joining us live.